Tord, welcome back to Australia.
Thank you.
We did catch you over the weekend at Groovin The Moo, and that tour has now come to an end, all the Groovin shows.
Yeah, it was the last one last night in Canberra.
How'd they go?
It was a lot of fun, yeah, it was amazing. Huge crowd, people singing along. It's been fairly surreal, to be honest.
They seem to know every word to every song of the new album as well, which I was
Yeah,
really
I mean
impressed
that's amazing because we've been doing like a tour in Europe and the UK recently, and it was kind of before the album came out, and obviously people didn't know some of the new songs, and sort of like finally see the reaction to the new songs and having people to sing along. It's great, you know. So.
And this is pretty much the first place you've been for a proper tour since the album has been released.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So Australia, why Australia? Just timing, or do you feel a good connection with the fans here?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, like Australia is kind of like our home away from home, I suppose. They seem to totally get us over here, even more so than most European countries. So, yeah, it's amazing. And
the album did come out, and it debuted at number 2 about 2 weeks ago now, or less than that even.
Yeah. As soon as we heard, we were kind of waiting for the chart results or whatever, and we were all in we just arrived in Melbourne actually, in a hotel, and just waiting for this line, and we didn't get no one actually got back to us. We were just like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed, and then as I was falling asleep, Dan called me up, number 2. It's like, are you coming down? Okay, yeah, I am. I had to come down, and we were popping the champagne and having a little bit of a party. So.
Oh, good to hear it. You got beaten by Adele, so it was apparently literally so close.
Yeah, it was the same in the UK, but in the UK it was both her albums. Her first and her second album was kind of in front of us. So.
Oh wow.
She's hammering it everywhere. It looks like.
Yeah, it's interesting. She didn't she had the first album and it didn't quite move as much as they expected it to, and now the new album has just pushed it over.
Exploded everywhere. Yeah, but she's a really good singer. Saw her sing at the Brit Award, and it was pretty amazing. Yeah.
So let's talk about the new album. It's in stores now, and we'll show a copy of it here. And it was a long process for this album, especially compared to the 16 days you spent recording the first one.
Oh yeah, it was a completely different process, and a lot more thought was put into sometimes overthinking a lot of things, and I just feel great to finally have an album out, and I think it was worth it, spending the time overthinking, battling with the detail, getting the details sort of right, and we're happy. I guess we're 100% happy with it now. So.
What do you think the other thinking came down to? Do you feel that there was a pressure on you to get it right, or was it just a pressure on yourselves to get it right?
A bit of both. Obviously, having a successful first album, the label obviously wanted to do it as well, or hopefully even better than the first album. And there was pressure from the label. There was pressure from management. Even there's a lot of fans out there that obviously expect it to be as good as the first record, and I think we pulled it off.
Well, the crowds are loving it, and it's so much fun to listen to and hear live. It translates fantastically. And but in the middle of all this, you also worked on a solo project, well, not a solo project, but a side project, Sin. Yeah. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was kind of I suppose it's a way to get out the songs that I write when I'm not writing with the Wombats or whatever. I mean, Murph writes the majority of the Wombats songs, and I had to sort of get my songs out somehow, and I've been doing this project Sin with my best friend Marius for God knows how many years, since '97 or something like that, and it was just something I had to get off my chest. And it was only a little indie release, but it was we had a lot of fun doing it, and it's just nice to get it out and have it out of the system anyway. So.
Are you gonna have an opportunity to tour it at all?
Hopefully one day. But obviously I'm very busy with the Wombats, and he's really busy with a band called Team Me, so they're on tour around the UK a lot, and we actually take them on tour with us as well, so it's a lot of fun.
I should bring him on stage and do a show in a Wombats set.
Yeah, we should. So yeah, hopefully we will do that on the next tour.
And you're about to go back to Europe, and then you're doing some shows in the US. And how have you found traction to be in the US this time around? Because it was slow the first time. It's a hard market to crack.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, it's such a massive country, and I don't know, you need to, tour it loads and loads and loads, and spend a lot of time out there, and I think the idea is to spend a lot more time on this record in America. But it's going to be tough. I mean, we're kind of willing to spend the time and effort to make it work, and kind of start from scratch again. So.
Well, I know you performed on Jimmy Kimmel earlier this year, and did you find any extra exposure from that?
Yeah, and it helped a lot for, like, I suppose radio, and like get the songs on college radio and stuff over there. But it's an early start, the album just come out there as well, so we just need to just tour a lot and spend more time over there, basically, so we'll see.
I forgot to mention, you actually recorded it in Los Angeles as well, the album.
Yep.
So you must know the town pretty well by now.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of, like, always been a bit like, weren't too sure about Los Angeles, and I don't know, like, spending a lot of time there, we kind of learned to like it and learn to know it as well, so yeah, I mean, especially the Hollywood area, because that's where we were recording most of the time, and I think it's with every single place that you kind of know a little bit, you sort of, like, you know where to go for food, you know which bar you like, and it kind of, like, it makes it a lot more fun, really.
So now I'd like to leave the chat. Your song Tokyo was obviously huge over here. Hit the top ones on the Hottest 100 and did very well. But it's sort of taken on a new meaning, obviously, in the last couple of months, and with all the tragedy over there, which you did mention, of course, and you are mentioning in your shows. But do you feel that that it gives new meaning to you guys now, when you're kind of, it's this love anthem to Tokyo almost?
Yeah, no, obviously, like, because we've been there a lot of times, and we got, like, a lot of really good memories, and we got, friends and stuff. It is obviously, like, a very sad thing going on there, and obviously, like, yeah, it makes us obviously think about it every time we play the song as well. So, but then again, like, the song, when it was written, was well before that happened. So we still want people to have fun with the song and dance to it, and still sort of, like, try and forget about the bad things, I suppose. Focus on the good.
Yeah. And you actually released, I understand, your first ever single wasn't even released in the UK. It was like the actual physical release was only in Japan.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you've always had a...
Yeah, I mean, it's always been, like, a good connection to Japan, and we're all massive fans of Japanese culture and food as well, so hopefully
and you can get this one in Glitch in stores now.